Game 2 should be underway in 10 or 15 minutes. One thing I don't know about in the second game is who's going to be the home team, who's going to be away team.
That's a good question.
It is an exhibition.
I'll check. I'll check with Mia.
We are broadcasting live.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no, no, wait, wait.
I was looking on the way in, I'm like, there's gotta be something, and I turned off the nice little vending machine. But that's food.
I'm just missing. I got a problem here. Give me a sec.
An 0-2 count on the batter. Another hard swing, fouled off. 0-2 count. Down on strikes. No way.
That's Lindsay on the mound, right?
Yep.
Well, welcome viewers and listeners from the Simon Fraser University family of the Red Leafs, or the University of British Columbia family of the Thunderbirds, or anyone else who's cared to watch a stream of exhibition softball here on this gorgeous day at Beatty Field on the Simon Fraser University campus in Burnaby, on the side of Burnaby Mountain. And here we are with game number 2, starting off with Abby McGinn being struck out by Thunderbirds pitcher Lindsay Bell. And the reason it's the top of the first, and yet UBC is on defense, is that Simon Fraser was the home team in the first game, and so they've decided to change that over for game 2. And so UBC, despite playing on Beatty Field at SFU, will be the home team, and the red and white that you see batting will be the visiting team for this game. My name is Tommy V. I'm working with Tommy B. That's Thomas Bell, and we're happy to have you with us. That is at the plate. Just don't have a copy of their lineup, so we're going to go player by player. But this looks a lot like Megan Duclos, but I want to make sure it's her. Simon Fraser has a runner on first here in the top of the first inning. And now this is Cassidy Felt batting right now. My apology. Left-handed hitter has a 2-0 count, fouls one off. Makes the count 2 balls, 1 strike. Runner on first base for Simon Fraser with 1 out here on a lovely Sunday afternoon. On the corner, called strike. And then, okay, she was on her way, I think, to first base thinking she drew a walk. Now, all right, we've got a little bit of a glitch here, Thomas.
Oh. Well, she is on first base. Oh.
This is McGlynn now hitting. So that must have been a strikeout for Affelt. Excuse the viewers and listeners. Excuse our technical conversation here. Just want to make sure we got it right. The number 2 hitter walked. The number 1 hitter struck out. The number 3 hitter, I think, struck out. And there's a steal. And this is number, can you see the number on the uniform, Thomas?
That's the 1.
Okay, Abby McGlynn. I thought I had her as the leadoff hitter. But again, in an exhibition game, the coach could send her up again. You don't know. We need to see who's on second. Oh, good shot. Is that 18? Is that Hughes? Okay, I think we've got it. That was Amy Hughes on second base, number 18, and Abby McGlynn flying out to left field to end the top of the first inning. So, again, welcome and thank you for joining us on this exhibition doubleheader between SFU and UBC, while we, the streaming team, are running somewhat of an exhibition today with some new hardware and software. And one guy with boots on the ground there, Thomas Bell, and one guy 4,000 kilometers east, and that's Tommy V. That's me doing the talking to allow Thomas to push all the buttons and plugs and batteries and all that stuff. So, Simon Fraser Red Leafs, they are the red and white you see playing on defense right now. They're playing defense in the bottom of the first, even though you can tell this is Simon Fraser's home park, Beatty Field. But that's because this is the second game of the doubleheader. The first game was Simon Fraser's home game, and the second game will be UBC's home game, even though it's on the Simon Fraser field called Beatty Field, a $1 million field put in about 10 years ago, thanks to the generous Beatty Foundation, Keith and Betty Beal. I think they also have a law school named after them there, so they've been great supporters, and we sure appreciate this excellent field for the ladies to play on today. It looks like Gabby Dorval is going to be the leadoff hitter for UBC here in the bottom of the first. In the third base coaching box, you see UBC's brand new head coach. It's not Gord Collings, folks. He was there for a while. He did a million things and then some. But now Jennifer McKellar has taken over and trying to fill those excellent shoes of Gord's as he has retired and hopefully enjoying that time. I bet you he's watching either on the stream right now or hiding somewhere because he wouldn't want to get in the way of Jennifer. I know he's been helping her a lot, calling her with reminders, available to her at any time of day, but at the same time, he wants her to be her independent self, and he knows this club is now hers to run, so he wouldn't want to be at the forefront. So I'll just stop talking about him. But Gord, if you're dialing in on this stream, welcome, and it's nice to think about you. 19 is the pitcher for Simon Fraser. We actually have a roster that works. That is Shanika Hollingsworth. On the mound, Shanika Hollingsworth. At the plate for UBC in this bottom of the first is Gabby Dorval. Gabby reached base 4 times in game 1. What a great leadoff job she did, and I just jinxed her by saying that as she grounds out pitcher to first base. But in the first game today, she reached by a hit by pitch, she reached by error, she reached by walk, and a single, if I've got it right. So what else would you want from your leadoff hitter? And I'm sure we'll see her on base at some point a couple of times this game. Batting second for UBC. Now we don't have numbers on the UBC shirts, but I believe that's Caitlin Eng. I'm sure it is, actually, come to think of it. I watched her in the first game, and that's definitely her batting stance. Left-handed hitter. In the first game, Caitlin scored a run, hit a nice single. She bounces one there, and the SFU defense is unable to corral it in time. So I'm going to give that a base hit because you watch the replay here. She dropped a bunt, and it landed right between the pitcher and the first baseman, unable to be caught. And really, that's no question a base hit. Even if they picked that cleanly, they would not have thrown out Caitlin. So good bunt single for her to get on base. On the plate now for UBC is an unknown, but we're going to come up with it sooner or later. I know their uniform numbers are on the back of their helmets. Is this Hannah Hansen? I wouldn't doubt it. Let's go with that. And if I'm wrong, I'm not afraid to fall. Okay. Thomas Bell confirms that's Hannah Hansen at the plate. Runner at first base is Caitlin Eng. She just beat out a base hit on a bunt between the first baseman and the pitcher. They couldn't, it was right between them, and by the time one of them got to it, she was easily there. Hansen grounds one to the left side. There should just be one out if it is one out. I don't see which umpire made that call. The base ump was looking at the play at second. The plate ump would have had to make that call at first. Had to be close. Let's see what the plate ump calls at first. She calls, oh, that's an out. Yeah, okay. So Hannah Hansen grounds out, third to first. That puts Caitlin Eng into scoring position. And this is, I think it's our catcher, Olivia Molesky. Who is it? Oh, Shea Sever. Shea played shortstop the first game. And Thomas, I need to know this for the whole season. Is it Sever or Seaver?
I've heard it both ways.
Okay. I'm going with Seaver. All right, I'm going with Seaver. How about that play? With a left-handed batter up and 2 outs, Caitlin Eng decides to take third base. That is a gutsy play. She's safe, so she must have known she had it. Here's a deep fly ball towards center field. It's over the fence. It's a 2-run home run by Shea Seaver over about the farthest part of the ballpark. How about that? She got a hold of that one, and the center fielder really didn't have much of a chance or a look at all. Home run by Shea Seaver to put the put the Thunderbirds ahead, but only in those of us that are tabulating scoring runs. Remember, this doubleheader today, both games are exhibition games. They don't count in the standings. They don't count in statistics. They have very liberal rules. The coaches can bat as many players as they like. They can substitute. Look at those graphics for the fireworks. Thomas Bell brought his A game today. And you can substitute freely. You can put kids back into the game. So they're really not games played by the rules of the NCAA Division II or the NAIA or U Sports for that matter. It's just two teams getting tired of practicing and decided to have a practice against each other. So that's so that we get that straight. So how about that? UBC with a couple of quick runs, 2 outs here in the first inning. And is this Olivia? No. This is, see if we can tell by the swing. They don't wear the numbers today since it's an exhibition game. At least UBC doesn't. Who's this? Is this? Oh, okay. At the plate now is Caitlin Kim. KK for initials. Man, I'm. If she was a pitcher, those would be great initials. If you're a hitter, I wouldn't want those initials. But she didn't strike out. However, she did ground out. Pitcher to first base. UBC puts a couple of runs on the board here in the bottom of the first. The home team, even though we're playing at the Simon Fraser University, thanks to a long home run hit by Shea Seaver. With on base was Caitlin Eng, who had just stolen third on the pitch before the home run. How about that? I'm still fascinated by that because that's a really gutsy play. Because when you're on second base, you're in scoring position, so it's not the conventional time to steal third. But what we tell runners is if you're 100%, take it. If they give it to you, you take it. Speaking of taking it, taking the ball right there is Lindsay Bell. Lindsay closed out the first game between these two teams that ended about 40 minutes ago. So she's going to basically continue her series of innings. I wouldn't be surprised if she might throw 3 or 4 innings this game, and perhaps there'll be a third pitcher coming on, or maybe Shelby Kemple will come on since she started the first game. I don't really know recruit-wise who is with the Thunderbirds today, or who's uh, uh, healthy enough and able enough, and someone who Jennifer McKellar wants to pitch today. So we'll find out as we go along. Coming up to bat first for the Red Leafs of Simon Fraser. That is number 23, Janiqua Balkane. Speaking of 2-run homers in the first inning, that's exactly what she did in the first game today. Grounded to short along the ground. The throw is left to the base, and the runner is safe. So that's going to go down as an error to the UBC shortstop. I believe out there is Seaver, who just hit that home run. She's still tired from running the bases, but seriously, that was one of those ground balls that just rolled along the ground. It looked more like a golf putt than a baseball grounder. And so she had to pick it right off the ground, hurry her throw. I'm not even sure she would have got her if the throw was on line. Now here's a ground to the third. They get the sure out at second base. Good job by Gabby Norvell over at third to get the lead runner. So let's go and review what we've got so far here. First of all, Janiqua Balkane reached first on, well, we'll see what the score says. I'm going to give that an error to the shortstop because the throw might have gotten her out at first, but it was wide to the right. And then a grounder to third by the next hitter. The third baseman for UBC got the lead runner, Balkane, at second base, so she's out. And the batter will have reached first by a fielder's choice since the third baseman chose to go to second base with it. So on first base is one runner with one out. At the plate now for Simon Fraser is number 8. That's Katie Zagari. We're kind of getting the lineups as the game goes on here because it is a doubleheader. There's a lot of informality, and neither of us were able to receive the formal lineups for the second game. That's why if you hear us going number name, it's that we're just trying to figure it out at the same time you are as a viewer. So that hit by Zagari to right field puts her on first base. And the runner from first remains at second. Smart move with 2 outs. No sense taking a chance. Brings to the plate. Number 3 for Simon Fraser. That's Mercedes Gorham. Another high strike from Lindsay Bell. So here in this second inning, top of the second game of this twin bill today, boy, the hairstyles this year, my colleague Thomas Bell, we're going to have trouble reading numbers all season. Everybody seems to have long hair, and it hangs over their numbers. I can't tell who the runner on second base is. So at the plate, of course, is Mercedes Gorham. This is her first at-bat of the doubleheader as the ponytail continues to block our view of the runner on second. There's a runner on second base. There's a runner on first, and the runner on first is Katie Zagari. There's one out. Gorham swings and misses for strike 3. That's a third strikeout of the game already for Lindsay Bell in just 2 innings. Number 2, that's Anika Jansen coming to the plate now. 2 out and 2 runners on for the Red Leafs. Open stance hitter. She's one of those slapper types? No, she's more traditional type. Sometimes the 9-hitter, like last game for Simon Fraser, you got one of those left-handed slappers. They like to run as they're making contact with the ball, cause all kinds of trouble. But boy, did it work well last game for Megan Duclos. She got on 4 times. Nice free and easy swing. Hit to left field. This should score a run for Simon Fraser. Throw to the plate. Molesky grabs it. Now we got a rundown between first and second. Watch the runner on third try and score. And what's going to happen here? Now the rundown goes to the third base pick. Well, now there's no one covering home. Now Lindsay Bell's got it. And that's going to end that situation. Wow, was that exciting. So on the base hit to right field, they got the batter between first and second, but wisely they kept their eyes on the runner at third, because had she touched home before that pickle between first and second was over, that run would have counted. So it was wise for UBC to get the ball in the hands of the third base and the catcher and get that lead runner out. So now, as we summarize the top of the second inning, Simon Fraser scores 1 run on the single by Jansen. The next runner was out, so it would have gone 9 to, that went 9 to 3 to 4 to 2 to 5. How about that? If you're scoring, that would have been a 9-3-4-2-5. Right fielder to first base, it was the cutoff, to the second baseman, or possibly the shortstop, could have been 6, and then to the catcher, and then to the third baseman. So all kinds of assists earned on that one. Too bad these stats don't count since they're exhibition games. But that was an exciting play and a smart play by UBC. I'm sure they were very happy that the first baseman and shortstop, or second baseman, whoever was fielding that, didn't get caught up in that rundown when there was a runner rounding third at the time. So that should send UBC to the 6th spot in their batting order this inning. We weren't given the lineups for this second game of the doubleheader, so we're kind of going along as you, the viewer and listener, would be going along. We're going to try to look at the player, see if she bats right or left. We can't see the number on UBC. Ooh, I saw the back of the helmet for a minute there. Darn it. Missed a chance to see that player. Left-handed hitter. Nice free swing. Grounded to first. And catcher Olivia Molesky is 1 out. She's out at first base. This is Arsh. I want to say her last name correctly. Arsh Bajwa, yes. Arshleen? Must go by Arsh, so that's what I'm going with, because that's what I see on the previous game's lineup card. She's got a very recognizable swing. She's strong and tall and very confident at the plate. The fly ball to center field, and that ball actually is taken by the left fielder. And that's a quick 2 outs. Ready up for UBC.
What do you have batting, Colin? Number 10?
Does she have a number on her shirt?
It says number 10.
It says 10? Okay. Oh, on the helmet. Okay. Well, then that would be Casey Lowe is at the plate. Okay. We're almost through the order, so we won't have to be guessing at these hitters next time through for you listeners being annoyed by us.
Casey's a freshman, is familiar with some of the players.
Freshman Casey Lowe getting her first at-bat of the day. She didn't see action in the first game. Focus stance, swing and a miss. And that's going to end a very quick inning for Simon Fraser. 1-2-3 inning with Molesky Arsh making the second out and Casey Lowe on the third out. Bajwa, I got to remember that last name. Exhibition for the team's exhibition for us in parts of our delivery to you as well. So after 2 complete innings, 2 pretty quick innings overall, the totals are UBC has a couple of runs thanks to a 2-run homer by Shea Seaver, and the Simon Fraser University Red Leafs have 1 run, and that was driven home by Anita Jansen in their second inning. So we enter the top of the third. I'll say one more time in case you just tuned in. Why is it the top of the third, and why is Simon Fraser batting as a visitor would when it's their home park? It's because this is the second game of 2, and each team was decided to have a home game, and that's why UBC is the home team in this game. Lindsay Bell returns to the mound. This will be her 5th inning of work. She pitched the last couple of innings in game 1, and this will be her 3rd inning of work in total here in the 3rd inning of the second game. We've got number 7 leading off for Simon Fraser, and that will be Liz. Oh no, sorry. That is Brianna Beardsall. She saw a pinch running appearance last game, and so she will lead off this inning. Well, that's actually 17. Sorry, not 7. That is Hannah Baram. Her first appearance of the day. Unless she is the leadoff hitter, because we didn't get her number or name when she batted earlier. So she's either the 9 hitter, or I think she's actually the leadoff hitter. I think she's had that bat today, and I think she struck out. So 17, we're going to write up Hannah Baram. Foul ball. Makes the count 1 and 2. Bell doesn't usually waste time. She likes to go right at hitter. She likes her fastball. She believes in her fastball. Her catcher obviously believes in it because Olivia Molesky was calling 1 after 1 after 1 because it's working. And here it comes again. Fastball hit to the opposite side. Should be an easy out. And it is. So Baram grounds out, and if our lineup should now be complete, this should be Amy Hughes, number 18. Number 7. Okay. So 7 is Brianne Beardsall. So Beardsall is the leadoff hitter, and Baram therefore must have been the 9th hitter. Sorry for that little confusion there, folks. We won't do it again. Beardsall, left-handed hitter. Takes the ball outside. Bell, as you can see on her fastball, has a nice natural tail to it. It always goes away from the left-handed hitter, or if you were a right-handed hitter, it would be coming in towards you. So it's effective for both sides, because it's hard to get the barrel of the bat on the ball. Swing and a miss on that same pitch. Bell takes a step back. She doesn't waste a lot of time. Sometimes as a pitcher, you need to regroup, so you'll walk back, kick some dirt, get some thoughts in or out of your mind, and then go back to it. But she normally gets the ball and pitches right away, which is tough for the hitter because they don't want the pitcher beating them. They want to be in the box all comfy, cozy. Now these two are going to saw off. It looks like a full count. No doubt she'll stick with her fastball here. There it is. Strike 3. Yeah, it did have some drop to it versus tail, so that might have been her drop ball. Gutsy pitch for a full count. Way to go. And out to the plate. Change up to Amy Hughes. So just to get that straight, the leadoff hitter in the inning was Hannah Baram, followed by Brianna Beardsall, and now Amy Hughes is up with a couple of outs. Nice pitch, low, but it will be a base hit. You know, you can never go wrong by missing low versus missing high. Balls that miss low, usually if the hitter swings, it's a ground ball. Balls that miss high sometimes turn into triples, doubles, and home runs. In this case, she hit the ground ball, but it happened to go right up the middle, and so Hughes finds herself on base for the second time already this game. The ground ball to center field, and this brings to the plate Cassidy Affelt. Affelt, a left-handed hitter, struck out the first time, watching strike three. Bell has compiled 5 Ks so far by my count in just 3 innings. Close pitch, called the ball, could have gone either way. We had one of those white strike zones that Major League Baseball had on. You might have seen just the left edge of the ball touching the right edge of that line. Which in baseball and tennis, that means they count as what you hoped for. There's a line shot. Kept in front by UBC's left fielder, and that puts a couple of runners on base. Cassidy is now on first. Hughes on second. Hughes had no chance to go to third. The ball was hit way too hard to the left fielder. Left fielder had it in her glove before Hughes even reached second base, so she didn't consider going to third. Brings up number 20, Abby McGlynn. McGlynn had a couple of hits in the first game of the doubleheader, so she's feeling like she's off to a good start. Low for ball one. Foul back. That drop ball was so effective last time Bell threw it. I wouldn't be surprised if she pulls it out of her pocket on this pitch. Glenn did get a good cut at the fastball. One ball, 2 strikes. Pitchers count. They're going to go up top. And they did. And she hits a ground ball to short. Should end the end. No, it got through. It's into left field. Simon Fraser's going to score another run. Well, it was a good pitch. It was well placed. It was well thought through. And normally those high ones are tough to get your hands to. But McGlynn found a way to do it. Drove home a run. So Hughes scores. On to third base goes Affelt, and then on the action, that also enabled McGlynn to get to second base. So we'll see Janiqua Balkane come back to the plate. Balkane has hit the only home run today for Simon Fraser. And UBC also has had 1 home run, and that was delivered by Shea Seaver. Balkane hits the ground at a second, should end the threat. 1 run, no harm. Keep those crooked numbers off the board. That's your job as a pitcher. Allow them to get 1. That 2 is kind of crooked, but any more than that, then you start to get into trouble. So Bella gets out of the jam with Balkane's ground out to second. The 4-3 evens the score for that inning to 2-2 as we head into the bottom of the 3rd inning. I hesitated there because, again, it's hard to think of UBC batting in the bottom of the inning when they're playing at SFU's park. But We flogged that one. Welcome back to BD Field on the campus of Simon Fraser University on the side of Burnaby Mountain. It's a gorgeous day. Perfect time in the fall to play ball. Canada does not play enough baseball in September, but the almighty sport of hockey starts and everything seems to want to shut down at the end of August, and we give up one of the nicest months to play ball. I've never understood that, baseball and softball, but not these two teams. They practiced enough. They wanted to get an exhibition game under their belts. So the Simon Fraser University Red Leafs are hosting the UBC Thunderbirds at BD Field on their campus. This is the bottom of the third inning. Gabby Dorval singles to left field. Does what a leadoff batter should do, get herself on base. She'll walk, she'll get hit by a pitch, she'll slap it, she'll pull it. Hard hitter to predict. You would never shift on Gabby Dorval, I don't think. I might put the left fielder near the line because she does like to always foul off a few every at bat, it seems. Line drive to left field for Dorval. And why not bunt? That's what exhibition games are for. Coach Jennifer McKellar asking Caitlin Eng, who singled her first time up, on a bunt. This time it was more of a sacrifice bunt she was offering there, trying to get the runner into scoring position. Caitlin Eng takes that kind of running start. As a left-handed hitter, those are always dangerous. Never know where the ball's going to wind up. It usually goes to the opposite side of the field because she's taking so much of her weight and strength towards first base that there's weakness in the speed of the bat, so the bat is slow and it hits it to the opposite side. That one there is fouled straight back. There'll be no more bunt attempts because she's got 2 strikes. And in softball, if you try to bunt with 2 strikes and you foul it off, you're out. It's not like a foul ball that you swing at, which would enable you to stay at the plate. She did try to bunt. How gutsy is that? Oh, the ump called her out, I think because she stepped out of the batter's box when she made contact. I have no doubt that was the call. It was a fair ball. But if you, as she, tends to run as she does while she's hitting or bunting, if your feet leave the batter's box and hit the ground and you make contact after that, you are called out. And I'm sure that was the call there. Gutsy thought, though, to drop a bunt. Have the confidence in your bunting skill with 2 strikes. How about that? And there's a pop up to short. That'll end the inning. Hannah Hansen leaves 1 runner stranded. Gabby Dorval, who led things off. Actually, I think that was Shea Seaver that hit that one. Sorry about that. Nevertheless, both teams have scored a couple of runs as we enter the top of the 4th inning. Game's moving at a faster pace than game 1, that's for sure. But the players are getting used to the between inning routines and the umpires and the setting and the field. I mean, SFU is used to this field. They practice here all the time, but this will be UBC's first time on this field in at least 2 years. They unless they did come over here to play a game last year around this time. I know that I remember I was in Vancouver when Simon Fraser came to UBC's brand new field, but I don't remember if they played home and homes. They probably did. That's what good coaches would and should do. But anyway, it's still.
There was a series here at the field. Unfortunately, they didn't play at home.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, nevertheless, it's a field that UBC doesn't get to see too often. So after a game, they're going to be feeling more comfortable and comfortable with how the dugout is operating and where the lineup gets posted and whether the coach talks to you every inning or every 3 innings, or they're just trying to get all the cobwebs out and then get ready for the spring season, which is the regular season of the NAIA and the NCAA. NAIA is for UBC, based in the U.S., and NCAA Division II is also in the U.S., of course, and that's what Simon Fraser plays in. So they don't play each other except the odd time in an exhibition game, even though they're only 45 minutes apart.
I don't know who it is.
Like a new pitcher for the UBC. Might be Kemple coming back. No, she's a left-hander, so it's definitely not Lindsay Bell, and it's definitely not Shelby Kemple. So let's look down the UBC roster and try to deduce. Darn it, I don't have rights and lefts on this particular roster. Their numbers aren't on their back. She's not wearing a helmet, so we're going to have to do a bit of guesswork here. Taylor McRae wears number 27, but we aren't going to see her with a helmet on. So let's go with that, and we'll just call her Taylor McRae until we learn it's not Taylor McRae. How about that?
When we are student players for the first time, their debut.
So there's got to be a little room for forgiveness, I'd say, just like with the players on the field today. Although I don't think there was any errors that I remember being made in that first game. That's something. Fly ball to center field. That's the second out of the inning. And we'll bring up to the plate number 3, Mercedes Gorham. Pop-up being called for by Gabby Dorval, but I don't think that was going to stay in the park. No way. Gorham gets another shot at things here. Taylor McRae on the mound for UBC. Left-hander throwing her first inning of the fall. Got the first 2 batters and trying to make it 3 in a row. Wants to tell Coach McKellar, hey, I want you to think about me too. Newcomer to the team. Sharp ground ball pulled foul. In both pitching changes, there's had to be adjustments by the Simon Fraser hitters because Bell's velocity today looked a little higher than starter Shelby Kemple's, and now with Taylor sorry about that, just lost her number. Taylor McRae coming in. She's a little slower than Bell. Maybe that's why that ball was pulled so far to the pull side. There's a fly ball to deep left field. This could be trouble. No, it's going to get caught. Deep left center field, and 1-2-3 inning for Taylor McRae. How's that for a start? Can't do much better than that. we head to the bottom of the fourth. We're going to take a short break here. You can enjoy the action on this gorgeous blue sky day. Not a hint of a cloud since we signed on a few hours ago. We approach the bottom of the fourth. So far as totals, if you're interested, each team has scored a couple of runs. But again, remember, this is an exhibition doubleheader today. There are very loose, liberal rules, unlimited substitutions, pinch runners whenever you feel like, players coming back into the game after they're taken out, and things like that. So, but it's always interesting to look, because that's the reason a lot of us like to watch baseball. We like to keep score. Leading off for UBC here in the bottom of the fourth is Caitlin Kim. She grounded out her first time up. Pitching for Simon Fraser is Shanika Hollingsworth. Not sure how, Thomas, but I've lost my scoreboard. The screen has gone kind of landscape on me here. Ground ball to first base. Easy out. Kim makes the first out of the inning for UBC. That will bring up catcher. Well, the spot of William Lesky, but I don't think this is her.
Number 3 on helmet.
Oh, Caitlin Kim. Caitlin. Yes, it's Caitlin Kim batting right now. As we move through the exhibition season and we have opportunities to work together, we'll have a lot more complete information for you. So some of the teams' rosters aren't even posted up online yet. It's an exhibition game. There's no statistics to refer to. We don't have hometowns of girls and things like that. So bear with us this time around, because they deserve to be. It's always nice to hear where a person is from. It's nice to see the country of Canada represented here at these two universities in British Columbia, the only two that play in the USA. All the others in Canada play against Canadian teams. These two, Simon Fraser plays in the NCAA Division II, and UBC plays in the NAIA, both south of the border. That ball did hit her, so that puts Caitlin Kim on first base. Base hit.
Who was that that just had a base hit?
I'm not sure. Just a note. I'm having a bit of a screen problem. I either get half the screen and I miss the left half of the scoreboard, or I get the scoreboard above the screen and that I can't see. I'm just trying to correct that while talking about the inning. So bear with me for a second here.
First thing about it going, please. It was only one away.
I've just lost the scoreboard, so I think I've tried every option. It's hard to do, of course, when this thing is live.
What is it that you're missing? Are you missing the feed from the park here?
No, I can just like yesterday, if you remember, when I could see the bottom line, like right now it says home run T-Birds at the bottom of the scoreboard, but I can't see anything above that. Like that's the top of my screen, the line, and now it says LaBelle Fleur Floral Boutique, but I can't see anything above that. And I was able to cure that yesterday. I don't remember how, and I think in the pressure of the game here, I can't think of how I fixed that yesterday.
Realize the head on the marquee, it was running home, line. T-Birds for the movie. That's right. I wish you saw that. That was a nice sliding home. So I don't know if it was just one run or two runs. The bases are still loaded. One run came in. T-Birds with a 3-2 lead. All straight. One, two. Runners are at second and third. There's still only one out. Team Jeff in for a strike. I believe that's Gabby goes out. And just foul. So what's he got? Rose inside.
I don't seem to be able to get the picture I had all day up until this point again. It seems to be like a long landscape type of view, not something where I can see the scoreboard now. It happened yesterday a couple times with us. I don't know why.
Refresh it. Does that make a difference?
No, it's really clear of that, but it's just, I think, I don't know what I might have done here, but I just, like I'm clicking up on that right thing that says view and it's got the 4 squares and I'm trying every possible permutation. I did something yesterday to fix this. I don't know what I did.
You could probably just go enter full screen mode.
Yeah, I've entered, I've exited.
You can also mute your video, and that should create some more space.
Yeah, I wish I could. Okay, so Thomas, what do we have for a score then?
It is 5-2.
Okay. Okay, I think because we're running, I think I'm just gonna try to keep track as best I can with the things I can't see, and
Actually, 3 in one count. The count is full. Foul on. That is popped up. It's really hard to call a game when none of the players are wearing numbers rather than practice.
yeah, and it just, you know, I just feel like both games, all I've done is try to uncover players' names and numbers instead of talk about the game, and all we need is just not a lineup during the first inning and the numbers and things like that. It really does change everything you have time to say, you know. But you know, we live and learn, just like the players.
Number 5 for SFU, whatever that is. They don't have one.
Number 5 for us is
For SFU.
Caitlin Bradley.
Number 5 batter for SFU.
Oh,
Fraser.
number 5 batter, I think it's.
And that was a fantastic thing. And I believe it was Fiona North. Texas Leader was okay. So, my controller is actually out of power.
Oh no.
So, whatever people are watching at home right now, that's the way it's going to stay until I can get enough battery charge to boot up my controller again.
Okay.
I had it plugged in, but I must have had a bad cheap adapter plug.
Okay.
Feels really tricky.
All right. Well, go ahead. I'll pick things up here. So at the plate right now for Simon Fraser is number 7. Excuse us, Tom and Tom here, trying to get some video and audio problems corrected in our exhibition fall preview. Things are going to happen just like with the team. So this is number 7 at the plate. Brianna Beardsall for Simon Fraser. We are in the top of the 5th inning of game number 2. Grounded to second, flip to first, and that'll end the inning. And so after 4.5 innings, as UBC comes to bat in the bottom of the 5th, score-wise, if you're wondering, UBC has scored 5 runs in this game so far, and Simon Fraser has scored a couple. The score isn't a big deal. That's why we are talking about it matter of factly, because there's a lot of newnesses being the first games of the year for both teams. Some new hardware and software on the broadcasting end of it, and we didn't get lineups for this second game of the doubleheader, and we've had to spend a lot of time trying to do some guesswork and piece our own lineups together. So just trying to explain why, if you're hearing some choppiness, give us some time. At least you didn't have to pay for the broadcast. You get to see your kids play, or your friends or cousins, whatever it is, and we're going to do the best we can throughout the rest of the game. And so be it. Our controller now, because it's a doubleheader and because of the heat, has lost some power. So you're going to see this view for probably the rest of this game. We're already in the 5th inning. And Thomas. Oh, okay. All right, well, so we'll change views some.
I'm pretty quick at solving some of the glitches.
I thought you were going to be gone for a whole inning or two. All right, so UBC is coming up here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Change of pitchers for Simon Fraser. That will be, so Shanika Hollingsworth has left the game. And now on the mound for Simon Fraser is
Number 13.
That is Cassidy Affelt. Okay.
I haven't been able to put up any of the freshman SFU players' names on the screen because I didn't have the names prior to the game. I just went to the SFU website and joined the recruiting players.
Yeah, and the culture of the long hair is not helping us. Even the pitcher, that one ponytail was blocking, and I couldn't tell if it was a 13 or an 18. Like we really have bad luck with that, but that's just the nature of the sport, and we'll just have to be better prepared for the next ones. Batting for UBC here, leading off the bottom of 5, looks like would this be Casey? Would this be Casey Lowe?
Yeah, And Chase hit the leadoff move. And that brings up Hannah Hansen.
Okay, so that would have been Caitlin Ng who singled. Caitlin Ng singled to left field to begin the bottom of the fifth. Hannah Hansen is at the plate now, right-handed hitter, having a good day. She played both games today.
All up. She wants to move on.
High hop. That ball hit right off the corner of the plate. That's why you saw such a high bounce on that. It went foul. Couple of strikes now on Hansen. She'll have to have a wide zone. That's too high for sure. Want to be picky at the plate when you've got no strikes. So a little more conservative with one or two. Very conservative with two. Count, speaking of twos, is 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Hannah Hansen outside, full count. Gonna check the runner at first base, make sure she's not getting too far off. Caitlin Ng is safe. Grounded a short long throw. Close play at first, but she is safe.
Yeah.
Oh, they did call her out. Boy, that was close. Quick snag and release it short, and oh yeah, that ball beat her there. That's an okay call. Good job.
And Chase Evers receiver. Yeah.
Chase Seaver.
How to pronounce her name? Caitlin Ng is on second base. Scoring position here with 1 away.
Chase Seaver hit a 2-run home run in the bottom of the first inning of this game, deep to center field. That was UBC's only home run of the day. Janiqua Balkane hit one for Simon Fraser in their first inning in the first game today. UBC scored a couple here in the first inning on that home run, 3 more in the fourth, and Simon Fraser has scored 1 in the third, second and third. There's a base hit to center field. That'll bring another RBI onto the chart of Shea Seaver, single to center. UBC has now put 6 runs across. That's what's their total in the first game today. And it brings Caitlin Kim to the plate. you see that message, Thomas?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I will be right back.
Grounded a short throw to first. Runners out. Sever has to say at second base. I did get a confirmation finally on the pronunciation. So every time I called her Shay Seaver today was incorrect. Her last name, her surname is pronounced Sever. What a shame. She had a home run today, and I think the call of it was Shay Seaver. Should have been Shay Sever. You were right on that one, Thomas. You called that early in the game. Foul ball down the third base line. Runner at second, couple of out for UBC here in the bottom of the fifth inning. This is the second game of a exhibition doubleheader between Simon Fraser University Red Leafs and the University of British Columbia Thunderbirds. Oh, nice shot to center field. That's going to score another run. Line drive to center. Nice job by the center fielder getting over there to keep it from being extra bases, but nevertheless, a run scores. Pinch runner goes in. It's a nice way to leave a game, knocking in a run, hitting the ball about as hard as it could be hit. Looks like there might be a pitching change on the way here for Simon Fraser. Harsh Bajwa's at the plate for UBC. Okay, just a long talk to the pitcher and get some things straight with the defense. Cassidy Ethel remains on the mound for Simon Fraser. Ground ball to the right side. This should end the inning. It does, but UBC puts a couple more runs across, giving them a total of 7 on the day. Caitlin Kim, by the way, with that RBI single. We go to the top of the 6th.
battery thing. My iPad, it's over.
Really?
I need to get some kind of fast-true charger.
I don't know if you heard me say it, but it is sever. You were right. So we'll remember that for the rest of the year. Taylor McRae still on the mound for UBC. The left-hander starts it off with a high ball to Amy Hughes here in the top of the 6th. Ball outside. Amy Hughes is the leadoff hitter for Simon Fraser here, facing Taylor McRae. McRae came on an inning ago and got 3 quick outs. Done a nice job, change of pace. Comes from the left side versus the right. Normally, count is 2-2 by the way. Normally, right-handers have an advantage over a left-handed pitcher and vice versa. But left-handed pitchers in softball seem rare. And so even left-handed hitters, as well as right-handed hitters, don't have an easy time with it because they're just not used to seeing the ball come from that release point on that first base side of the body of the pitcher. Change up just on the corner, call the ball. Makes the count 3-2 on Amy Hughes, the leadoff hitter here for the Red Leafs in the top of the 6th inning. We're in the second game of an exhibition doubleheader. Pulled foul. You see on the left field fence, it says Canada's NCAA team. That might seem strange to some because most of Canada plays all of their sports under the U Sports umbrella. It used to be called the CIAU. But at Simon Fraser, their softball team plays in the NCAA Division II. All their games away are south of the border in the United States. And as Hughes draws a walk, it's similar for the University of British Columbia. The UBC baseball, men's baseball, women's softball, golf team, I think track and field maybe, I don't know, but they play in the NAIA in the Cascade Conference. So all their opponents are from south of the border, Washington, Oregon, Montana. Look at the bunt. A very nicely placed bunt. She's going to be safe. Oh, and she is called back to the plate, I think because the ball was, there was incidental contact. She dropped the bunt, but then I think she may have made contact with the ball accidentally, or the bat did, and the umpire is now calling it a foul ball. She's just going to have her face the next pitch. Taylor McRae seemed to know it because she looked defeated when she went to pick up the ball, but I just thought it was because the runner was going to so easily be safe. But she must have known that the ball was interfered with. Grounded to third, moves the runner to second anyway. So that's the first out of the inning. Abby McGlynn is scheduled to come to the plate. And there she is. So The leadoff batter, Amy Hughes, who walked, advances to second on the ground out to third base by Cassidy Effeld, and now Abby McGlynn will try to put that run across. Got one out here in the top of the sixth inning. The leadoff hitter was Amy Hughes, who walked. Cassidy Effeld grounded out to third, advancing Hughes to second. McGlynn is at the plate. Jacqueline Balclain is on deck. Janiqua, I should have said, not Jenny. Inside and low. I think that makes it a full count. McCray delivers. Nice shot to right field. That should score a run unless, wow, they held the runner up, and that might have been a good move. I was surprised, but the ball was hit so hard she just wasn't around third, and good move by Tina Adriana on that, holding up that runner, because I think they would have got her at home with a good relay. First and third now, runners on the corners, and Janiqua Balclain is at the plate. Simon Fraser. Runner takes off for second. She's not worried about it. As a matter of fact, Molesky decided to take a shot at the runner on third in case she might have been trying to advance. Sorry, that wasn't Molesky. That's a different catcher behind the plate for UBC. You see the number on that catcher, Thomas?
No, there is no number. So 1 and 1 count.
Play at the plate, and she is safe easily. That ball was hit too deep, and the second baseman wasn't playing in far enough to take that chance. When that ball, as soon as it hit the ground, on contact, the runner came in. So that run scores. The batter, Balclain, will reach first on a fielder's choice as the UBC second baseman tried to fill her at home. Jennifer McKellar comes out to the mound, I think probably singing something to that same tune. And I think she's also going to make a change of pitchers just to try to quiet down the rally. Good job out there today by Taylor McCray. Shelby Kemple coming back into the game. She started the first game of this doubleheader, and she's been known to come in relief. That looks like her. It is. Her battery mate, the catcher, I'm not sure who that is. We don't have positions on the roster, so, and no numbers on the girls' back. So, again, we've done this a few times today, but apologize for any names missed. We were not in receipt of the lineups and official rosters, given that this is the fall and nothing is really official, certainly not these games. And therefore, numbers, positions, those things aren't posted yet online. And we're just doing the best we can as far as name and names. So if you're a parent and we've misrepresented your daughter, our apologies. We can only get better. So Shelby Kemple returns to the mound. She threw 4 innings of the first game. Gave up 4 or 5 runs to Simon Fraser. Now she's trying to get out of a jam. Avery Barker is hitting now for Simon Fraser, number 10. Oh, a changeup. Boy, was that a nice pitch. Not only a change of speed, but it really dropped about 2.5 feet. Hitter just gave up on it. Kemple likes her changeup. She uses it quite effectively. But she's got good stuff. She's got a good fastball. It moves. She throws it to spots. Want to use the changeup but not totally fall in love with it. There it is again, and it's another strike. I believe, no, the hand did not go up. That was a ball.
Whenever you see a black screen on the TV, that's one of my cameras being down.
Okay.
So, in this case, 2 runs to team. In this case, it's actually bad wires contact to the battery.
Okay. Shot down the right. Sorry. Shot down the right field line by Barker brings home a couple of runs for Simon Fraser. An exhibition game, there's not precise counting, but if you were counting, I think that's their 5th run of the game. Kristen Davy Duke at the plate now for Simon Fraser. We had just kind of a jitter on that double, and we didn't see the swing. But I was wondering the way she pulled that ball so hard, if that might have been Kemple going to that changeup one time too many in the at-bat. She'd given Barker a couple before that, so Barker might have dialed it up or expected it perhaps. Strike called on Kirsten Davy Duke. There's a changeup, and it's called ball 4. Brings up Mercedes Gorham. Runners on first and second. On second is Avery Barker, who doubled home a couple of runs, and Katie Zagari, Kirsten Davy Duke just drew a walk. UBC brought out Shelby Kemple a couple of batters ago to try to quiet this rally. Started up by the Red Leafs. There's another line shot to center field. That's going to score at least 1. If they're really going to get home quick enough, they are holding up the runners. And so that's another run for SFU on the hard single to right center field by Mercedes Gorham. That's her first hit of the day. Nice RBI. Anika Jensen steps up to the plate for Simon Fraser. Another running and scoring position. I see one change from Callings to McKellar is that the UBC players are wearing that wristband that you see more and more frequently in baseball and softball with, with things like tips on how to get the hitters out, tendencies, what worked last time, signals, offensive and defensive. Just enables the players to have less memorized on their mind, and they can just look down if it slips by them for a second. Vic in a second. Mercedes just stole second base, makes it second and third for the Red Leafs. That ball's fouled off. No one's going to catch that. Thomas, do you know if we have 1 out or 2 in this inning?
I believe it's 1, but I could be wrong.
Okay, I thought it was 1 as well. I can only remember the third to first ground out. Anika Jansen not making things easy on Shelby Kemp. Kemple's given her 1 of each of her pitches. The count is 2-2. First base is open, so Jensen really can't guess because you can afford with 1 out especially to walk a batter in this situation. There's a grounder to second to score a run, and the out's made at first base, so that's the second out of the inning. Good job pulling the ball for Jansen. Gets her another RBI. She had one earlier. And if our scoring is correct, if you're keeping score in this exhibition game, we believe each team has scored 7 runs. So here we are in another tie in the 6th inning. Same as last game, I think. UBC wound up scoring once more than SFU in the first game. Again, not that it matters to the coaches. These games are not counted in standings or statistics or anything like that. It's just kind of a liberal way to play, free substitutions, all kinds of additives. They just want to get out and play a ball game with an umpire and another team instead of playing an inter-squad or something like that. They sure picked a good day for it. Beautiful day here at BD Stadium, side of Burnaby Mountain, Simon Fraser University campus. Simon Fraser's UBC is on the left coast, and Simon Fraser is about 45 minutes driving, 27 kilometers due east. Really close, but this is the only time of year they play each other because they're in different conferences in the USA. Here's a shot to center field. Base hit, bringing home another run. The runs are, by our calculations, even on the day now. We believe that UBC scored 6 and Simon Fraser 5 the first game, and now Simon Fraser has scored 8 this game and UBC 7. So each team has a total of 13 runs over 13 innings so far.
I guess that he has scored about 5 unanswered runs.
Up to the plate is number 7 again. This is Brianna Beardsall for her first hit of the day. Two out, runner on first. Graham's going to easily get the second, but Beardsall is out at first to end the inning. Big rally for the Red Leafs. Looks like a total of 6 runs here in the 6th inning, putting them ahead in the total score, 8 runs to 7. UBC comes to bat. They have 2 at-bats remaining in the bottom of the 6th, and then if necessary, the bottom of the 7th. It is UBC's home game on the field of the Red Leafs, and that's because they are the home team in the first game of this exhibition doubleheader.
The controller is back offline again. Batteries will be draining. I just need a faster charger. You can buy ones that actually charge the device a lot faster.
Well, you also can $100 yourself to death on all the money you spent on these things. Good thing we've got a sponsor of UBC softball. Looks like a pinch hitter for UBC here. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Number 27.
So batting for UBC is, well, there's our answer. This is Taylor McRae. So that left-handed pitcher was not Taylor McRae. We just gave a whole lot of credit to this Taylor. Although just because she bats right doesn't mean she couldn't throw left, but anyway, this is Taylor McRae if it's number 27. I'm sure anyone who's listening to this game that Thomas and I will never ever spend as much time on naming names as we have today. But it's an exhibition and we're getting better ourselves. So. Okay, ground out to start off the bottom of 6th. I'll call this hitter Casey Lowe. I'm not 100%. Oh, yes, this is Keona Norton. Yeah, that's right. She played in the first game as well. Keona Nordquist, that is. Okay, that makes sense then, yeah. There's a shot. Oh, knocked down by the third baseman, but she touched it in foul territory. So, therefore, she'll return to the plate. In baseball, it's different than football, where if your feet are inside the lines, it's actually where the ball makes contact with the glove, and that was clearly on the foul side of third base. So that's why that was deemed to be a foul ball. It was a football receiver with his feet in bounds. It would have been a fair a catch, a legitimate catch. Same with basketball. There's a fly ball to left field. Pretty deep down the line, but it should be caught. And the batter is out. Brings us to UBC's top of the order, Gabby Dorval. Had a nice day today. She's had a single this game, and she reached base 4 times in the first game today, doing what a leadoff hitter should do. She's a scrappy hitter. Got a good eye. Hits the ball to all fields. I hope that one didn't get a Thomas Bell camera. That gave it a pretty good shake there.
That looks okay. Can't see my controller, but I can see the actual camera.
Cassidy Alfelt is on the mound for Simon Fraser. There's Dorval with one of her stereotype fly balls, but this one is caught because the left fielder had seen enough of her today. And she knew where to play her. Innings over. And we go to the top of the 7th inning. Simon Fraser will come to the plate. They've scored 8 runs this game. UBC 7. Coaches are talking to the umpires. They're going to play it. They're just having some conversation. Steve coaches will probably be around for a long time. Jennifer McKellar, the new coach of the UBC Thunderbirds, just took over from the legendary Gord Collings, and Tina Andriana, if I'm pronouncing it right, is the head coach for 3 years now with the Simon Fraser University Red Leafs. The other inconsistencies of this exhibition day of ours, the Simon Fraser team takes the first base dugout, where normally home teams have the third base dugout. But that's okay. We just threw it into the mix, and we'll get it straightened out. Leading off the 7th for Simon Fraser is their 2-hitter, Amy Hughes. Hughes has scored a couple of runs this game. She's reached base all 3 times, a pair of walks and a single. Good day for the number 2 hitter, that's for sure. And there's another base hit. Look at Hughes, reaching base all 4 times today. Brings to the plate pitcher Cassidy Affeld. What was that ball caught? Well, it must have been, because there's no one on base. Sorry about that. Amy, I thought you had a line drive single, but I was looking at it from the wrong angle. And there's a 1-3. It was just kind of handcuffed the first baseman, so the ball was dropped. So the runner is safe. The air will go to the first baseman for UBC. And Amy Hughes was, that ball was lined to center field. And again, sorry, we just didn't have the angle to see that ball was caught. Off the bat, to me, it looked very, very much like a line drive single. So, Affeld finds herself on first. Abby McGlynn is at the plate. Strike 1 is called. Nice delayed steal there. Shelby Keppel threw a changeup, so that, of course, gave the runner more time to advance, but she kind of shuffled and then took off when no one was really expecting her to break. Very well done. Keppel did get a strike call with a change, although it did put the pinch runner, Megan Duclos, into scoring position. Good swing by McGinn there. A nice balance. Her bat gets into the plane of the pitch for longer than most players at this level do. No surprise she's batting 4th. Keppel goes outside with that changeup. McGinn's got a couple of singles already in this game. She scored once in the previous inning, actually. Fouls it off. Keppel really disguises her changeup well. That's why it's so effective. You just don't know. Like some pitchers, especially younger ones, will tend to slow their arm down on a changeup, thinking you need to. The whole trick is to make the hitter think it's a fastball coming. So you maintain the arm speed, you just put more friction on the ball. And that's why that looked like a fastball, but that was a changeup. Fastball, you might put 3 fingers touching the ball or 2 and a thumb, whereas changeup usually it's more of kind of a palm ball. Some players will throw it off their right hip. They'll literally strike their right hip with their pitching hand as it comes through. And there's a walk from McGlynn, putting runners at first and second. The dangerous Janiqua ball cane is up. Balclay fouls that one off, but it was caught, so that brings to the plate Avery Barker. Barker has doubled and scored, and reached on a fielder's choice and scored as well in this game.
One of the pieces of equipment that I changed should have been twice as good as my looking for it, and it has failed continuously.
Really?
So I'm actually going to go back to my old piece of equipment, and I just think it's way more reliable. A lot easier to use.
Well, better to learn it today than in the spring, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, I actually had the old equipment with me. I could swap it out.
Right.
Too late in the game to do that. It's just part of my switcher. It allowed me to change camera angles.
Okay.
It freezes, it's slow. The other one was much faster. It didn't have as many angles. This particular switcher can handle 8 camera angles. The other one that I was using was only 4.
Oh. So the bases are loaded as Barker draws a walk. It brings up Kristen Daviduke. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Simon Fraser trying to extend their lead. Right now they've scored 8, UBC 7 in this exhibition game, the second game of a doubleheader. Coaches don't really care too much about the score. They're just trying to get a look at their players on a day like today. Get them out of practice mode and into more of a game format just to see if they're just as good or if they get better when there's an umpire and uniforms on, or all those kinds of things. Changeup worked. She was out on her front side and she hit a mild pop-up, inning over, and as we head into the bottom of 7, we're at a score of 8 runs scored total for Simon Fraser in his exhibition game, and UBC has scored 7. Caitlin Ng will lead off the bottom of the 7th for UBC. Yeah, Thomas, next week if I'm able to do it, whether it's in person or remote or wherever things may land me here, I will do much stronger homework on getting lineups, numbers, positions beforehand. That's spent far too much time on that today. I also don't know the names of the assistant coaches. I know that Jen has them in place, but I don't know them. Caitlin Lang is at the plate for UBC here in the final half of the final inning. Slices a fly ball to left field and drops right between the shortstop and the left fielder. Perfect place. Hit them where they ain't. That's the third time she's reached base today. In this second game, that is. That will bring up Hannah Hansen. You might normally see a bunt, but being an exhibition game, she'll be swinging away. You know, if this was a real game and SFU was up by 1 run, you'd certainly see the next player bunting. Maybe not Hansen, though. She is the 3-hitter. Got a powerful stroke, so she probably doesn't bunt a whole lot. Swing and a foul back makes the count 1-1. So far, Caitlin Ng is staying put on first base. You see, if they have any stolen bases today, it would only be 1 or maybe 2. Nothing that jumps out at me. Ground ball to the right side. That won't be 2. But they do get Hansen. So she advances the runner to second base, bringing up Shea Sever. Shea Sever hit a monstrous home run in the bottom of the first inning of this game. How about if she hit another one? That would put UBC ahead. Strike 1 called. Sever's home run, if you can look at the light pole in right center field, it was just to the left of that pole, but well over the fence. Loop down to the left field corner. It's caught, and that makes 2 outs. And it'll be up to another Caitlin Kim, to see if she can drive home Caitlin Ng. And that brings us to a close. Nice catch to end the game. And if you're keeping score in this exhibition game, Simon Fraser outdueled UBC by a run. It finishes 8-7. The first game of this exhibition doubleheader was the opposite of that. UBC outscored them 6-5. So really good brand of softball played today. I'm sure the takeaways for both coaches are going to be just what they were looking for. You can see the line score there, a total of 8 runs and 11 hits for Simon Fraser and 7 runs on 10 hits for UBC. Very evenly matched teams, and if they face each other again this fall, first of all, be sure we'll have the lineups ahead of time and not have to be guessing half the game. But secondly, you can count on seeing just another notch of a really good brand of softball. There was a lot of great individual plays today. There was some nice teamwork, nice relays that led to outs, and at the same time, as Coach Jennifer McKellar said, there will certainly be a lot of questions on team tactics and bunt defenses and first and third steals and all those kinds of things to shake out the cobwebs. So a very valuable day for both teams, and a very valuable day for Thomas Bell and myself, Tom Volk. It was an exhibition for us today as well. We had new hardware, new software. I've been doing the game remotely from Ontario. Thomas has had boots on the ground there and had everything from batteries go out to the sun being too darn hot and knocking out a couple of cameras. So all of us, both teams, and certainly on behalf of Thomas and myself, we can only go up from here. We enjoyed watching the girls play, and hope to see you soon online if you can't be at the game in person. So thanks for dialing in today. If you're keeping score, the team split for what that's worth. A couple of one-run games and lots of well-played softball, lots of things to improve at, and that's exactly what the coaches are talking about right now. What a valuable day to play together. And these two you're going to see together here on these two fields for a long, long time. They're two young and very up-and-comerish and going to be very successful coaches in their future. Maybe they'll be the next Gord Callings. Who knows? One of them, maybe both of them. For now, speaking for Thomas Bell, thanks for dialing in, and we'll see you on this amazing telecast that Thomas puts together for us, maybe in a week or so. Hope to see you then. Good night.
Thanks, Tom, and have a good night, everyone.